America needs electricians, plumbers, carpenters, but Gen Z doesn't seem interested in working in skilled labor or trade jobs. A recent report found the application rate for young people seeking work in the trades was nearly cut in half from 2020 to 2022. This is even though the average salaries range from $50,000 per year to upwards of $70,000, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, joining us to talk about why so many young people are turning away from such lucrative and steady work, Roger Wakefield with Rescue Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing in Texas. Roger, thank you for joining us, and we appreciate you coming on.
Mitch, thank you for having me here. I appreciate this.
So what's the deal here? People always need plumbers. They always need carpenters. You're never going to be unemployed. Why don't folks want these jobs?
I think it's funny because I've been talking about this for a couple of years now. It's not, I don't think that they don't want them, but I think that we need to talk to the parents, the counselors, the principals, the educators that tell them, if you don't go to college, you're never going to amount to anything. The problem with that is if they decide they don't want to go to college or college isn't for them, they've already got a negative bias about themselves about, look, I'm never going to amount to anything. And you were given numbers a while ago about $50,000 to $70,000 for the average income. Now, I just started my company about 5 years ago, sold it last year. That's why I'm part owner of another. But since 2000, I've made over $100,000 a year. And that's as a plumber, as just a licensed plumber working out in the field. I think the reason they're not getting into it, they're taught if they don't go to college, they're not going to be anything. I think that what we need to do is we need to re-educate them and let them know about the opportunities available in the trades, and they're phenomenal.
So what is your pitch then? You're talking to a child, a grandchild. What do you say you need to get into this industry, and here's why?
Well, right now, there's over 1 million unfilled trades jobs across the United States. There's over $1 trillion in college debt if we don't forgive it. We're not forgiving debt to people who go to trade school because they're getting out, they're making money, and they're paying that debt back. I think tradespeople, they're looked at as being undereducated, they're looked at as being stupid, but to be honest, for 4 or 5 years, all they train on is the exact trade that they're in. If I'm walking down a grocery store aisle, and sometimes I go at night, if I see a night stalker, I'll stand there and watch him, and then or her, because I've done this to women too, I'll walk up and say, if I could show you how you can have a job in the next 5 years, you can make $100,000 a year, would you be interested? And they just start laughing. And I ask them, are you going to do this forever? And they're like, no. So I'll give them my card. I don't want to stop them from working. But to be honest, I know tradespeople that are in the field every day that make $200,000 to $400,000 a year because they are super productive. They've fine-tuned their trade and they make great money at it. And then again, they love what they do.
So that is the impact that it could have on possibly somebody in Gen Z who hadn't considered this as a career path. What about for the rest of us, those that are not part of Gen Z, those of us who are already in other careers? What impact does it have on consumers and on the economy if people don't fill these jobs?
Oh, it's going to be horrible. I do a lot on social media, so I hear a lot from not just plumbers around the country or not just plumbers, but all trades. But I had a guy reach out to me, I think it was from Italy. He said, Roger, we have quit training tradespeople. He said, we quit about 10 years ago. We started telling everybody they had to go to college. He says, now we don't have people that know how to fix our plumbing systems, our electrical systems, anything at all like that. The average age of, I believe it's the master plumber in Texas, is 58 years old. And for every 10 people that retire each year, Mitch, we're only getting 4 or 5 to refill them. The people that come in now and get really good at it, and that's what I teach people, is look, learn to be a professional. Don't just get a job where you know how to put pipe together, you know how to fix a running toilet. Learn how to be an amazing professional. You will end up owning a company where these master plumbers are walking away from. In 5 or 10 years from now, the supply and demand is going to be outrageous. And imagine what that's going to do for the pricing.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.